Hello everyone, it's Imaginary Doodles, and in today's video, I'm showing you guys my finished sketchbook. I'm doing a sketchbook flip through. I don't really want to call it a sketchbook tour. I'm not really sure what the right definitions are, but I think a sketchbook tour is when you're in real time and you're talking about each page separately, or like talking about certain pages that you want to talk about. Sketchbook flip through is when you just show your sketchbook and you talk over it and just talk about some of the things that you went through the sketchbook. Now I know some people who do sketchbook flip throughs, they just put music in the background. I don't want to do that because I'm not particularly fond of videos where they're just only background music. I end up getting like very bored really easily. I really like it when someone talks while they're drawing. I might as well just start talking about this sketchbook. And also, this isn't scripted, which could be a bad or good thing. I don't know. I mean, usually when my videos aren't scripted, it's never a good thing. I mean, it's not always a bad thing, but it's never necessarily a good thing. When I started the sketchbook, I planned on finishing the sketchbook by the end of May. Pretty much, I thought that the last page in the sketchbook was going to be me sort of drawing the same character I drew at the beginning of the sketchbook, and I'd be drawing her at the end of the sketchbook being evil or something. But obviously that never happened, and to be honest, I never ended up drawing this girl that I drew on the first page. I never ended up drawing her over again. I think I partly forgot, but at the same time I didn't want to do it anyway. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would. And to be honest, at a certain point, I honestly thought that I wouldn't even be able to finish the sketchbook in the month of June. I did finish the sketchbook a little bit before June ended. I actually finished it on the 27th. So I guess I can't really say I'm proud of myself because I still sort of like missed the deadline, but I am happy that I actually finally finished the sketchbook. No, not even I think. I know the reason why I didn't finish the sketchbook in a month is because I was being super lazy, and the fact that E3 was getting closer and closer, it made me want to draw even less, which made no sense honestly, because you would think like, oh, I'm really excited for this certain thing, so to pass the time, I'm going to draw, because usually drawing for me, especially if I watercolor, it takes me like a good 2 hours. But for some reason in my mind, I thought, well, E3 is getting close, so I guess I won't draw. Sometimes I would struggle just to finish half a page. Like, it was a little ridiculous, and I don't know. When I first started the sketchbook, I wasn't really used to the spiral brown getting in the way, so I started to say like, oh, this sketchbook isn't really as good as I thought it was, because I was talking so highly about the sketchbook and said, oh, I love it. And then as soon as the spiral brown got in my way, I was like, oh, ooh, I don't think I really like that much anymore. After drawing on like at least probably 5 pages with the spiral brown in the way, I started to get used to it, and I ended up liking the sketchbook just as much as I used to. I wouldn't 100% say I had like as much fun, because I think then when I first ever time I got one of these sketchbooks, I had a lot more ideas. But I think since in this sketchbook I feel like in this sketchbook I had, for the majority of it, I had art block in it. And at some points it was worse than others. Like at some points I had art block where I thought everything I drew looked horrible, and then I was in like an art block where I just couldn't think of anything to draw. Even though I could have solved the art block where I didn't have any ideas, I could have just watched some art videos and stuff and looked at different pieces of art, and it would have inspired me. But the problem about that is, honestly, doing that is very dangerous for me, because whenever I try to, and it's not because whenever I look at other people's art, I get disappointed and discouraged, but I don't really want to 100% say it motivates me, because sometimes it can motivate me, and at other times it motivates me for a second, but as soon as it gets time to drawing, I just get lazy again. Whenever it does inspire me, I'm like, okay, I really want to draw now. I tell myself, well, let me watch one more video, let me look at this real quick, let me do this and do this and do this and do this, and then by the time I'm like, okay, let's draw, that inspiration is long gone, and then I'm like, well, I don't really want to draw anymore, so let me just watch more videos. I think this really shows how lazy I am. It really does. I guess I can't say I'm extremely lazy, because I mean, I'm able to post twice a week, and I actually upload it on time. Sometimes I might cut it close, but I still do it on time. Sometimes what starts my art block is whenever I try to do anatomy studies. That's why I don't like them that much, because usually when I try to study anatomy and whenever I try to draw something new or something, it just demotivates me because it usually ends up turning out kind of weird. And I know it's important to work on things that you're bad at, because I mean, you're never going to be great at something if you don't work on it. I don't know how to explain it, but whenever I work on anatomy, I sort of mindlessly do it. Like, pretty much what I do is I just copy the reference photo, which is what you're sort of supposed to do. But like, when you're trying to study anatomy, what you should do is you should try to learn from it. So like, you shouldn't just copy the reference. You should try to figure out, okay, well, why is this happening? Or why, I can't really explain it too well because I don't really do it myself. But like, you're sort of like trying to say like, okay, why does it do this? How does this work? And then also another thing that I don't do is whenever I study anatomy, I just copy the reference and then I'm done. That's it. I copy the reference and then maybe copy 2 more and then I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day. And then I just start drawing whatever I want to draw. And after I'm done studying the reference and drawing the reference, I should try to immediately apply it, and I should try to like apply it whenever I draw something. I am going to try to study anatomy better in my current sketchbook that I'm using. And I'm also, another goal that I'm trying to do in my current sketchbook is to read the notes that I actually take, because usually in my sketchbook I usually like write my thoughts on the paper, but the thing is, what I do is just write my thoughts on the paper and just move on, and I never look back on that page. But what I'm going to try to do now is whenever I like write down things I don't like, or write down things that are wrong about the drawing, I'm going to try to like draw the drawing again or draw something similar to it again, and I'm going to try to follow my advice that I wrote on the paper and see if I like it after I follow my advice. And that'll also help me with drawing and help me like my art a little more if I actually like listen to myself. Also, another thing that I want to try to do at the end of all my sketchbooks, because I don't really want to do this at the beginning of my sketchbooks because my favorite art supplies could change throughout the sketchbook. So what I want to try to do is at the end of my sketchbooks, I want to draw like all the art supplies that I use a lot within that sketchbook. It's going to be, I am a little disappointed that in my newer sketchbook I won't be able to color them like I was able to in this sketchbook. I think that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me in the comments if you guys don't mind, and I might also do a poll. Tell me if you guys like my sketchbook tours more or my sketchbook flip throughs more. I'm probably going to still do, I'm going to probably do sketchbook tours still regardless, but I might also try to throw in some sketchbook flip throughs as well. I will make even more if you guys like it, but I do want to try to record sketchbook tours, I guess, in this way, because I don't see a lot of people doing sketchbook tours in this way. Not saying I would particularly prefer them to do it this way. I think it would be a little interesting if at least every YouTuber that wants to do a sketchbook tour tries to do it in this format at least once. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.